Joining us now is Alina Habba, a great friend and counselor to the president and rock star patriot. Alina, great to see you. Thank you for taking the time. Lots I want to discuss with you. The first of which is what can we expect with the Epstein documents coming out? It seems to be momentarily.
Yes, I'm really excited because I think this is one of those transparency issues that the American people have been dying to see, and deservingly so. You can't have pedophiles running amok and nobody, people protecting them. We can't do that. So we're going to be showing some details. I'll let them do that, and I don't want to ruin the break. But Cash and Pam Bondi will be there, and they'll be giving everybody what they've been waiting for.
We are excited for that, and I guess we might see flight logs and some names, and that's going to break the internet, and we are looking forward to that. And it is a government that is committed to transparency, a government committed towards the talk about that, Alina, please.
I think that everything that we've done, and I'm really proud of the administration, because we didn't say one thing on the campaign, Charlie, and then come in and do something different. We saw the frustration in the American people. We were the American people that were frustrated because we didn't have a president who would answer questions, who would speak to the press, who would speak to the American people. Instead, we felt like the head of, and it really frankly was this way, the head of the executive branch, the former president, was engaging in cover-ups and was continuously hiding from Americans what their taxpayer dollars were doing, protecting people that perhaps had interest with what they were doing every day, or lining pockets. And the beauty with President Trump is he doesn't need his pocket lined. He's America first, always, and he's all about transparency. You saw it yesterday, Charlie, at the cabinet meeting. If people want to ask Elon questions, if people want to slam Elon, he'll bring him into the cabinet. He'll have him sit there and he'll tell him he needs to address the questions from the press, and he did that. And he also made it clear that the president is the one directing these initiatives. And the American people, if you look at his approval ratings, they love it. Transparency is what we always do. I've been instructed by the president to answer as many questions as possible, do as many shows, come on, talk to you, get as much reach to Americans so that they can ask us from the White House what is going on, and I'll answer those questions.
I love that. I want to play a piece of tape here. It's play cut 220, where you are talking about the 5 points from Doge. Let's go to 220.
Can you clarify for federal workers who might be confused who to listen to, since Elon Musk's post is different from what OPM sent out?
I don't think it's, look, here's the reality of the situation. There's one person we're supposed to be listening to, that's President Trump, and what the American people mandated, which is what we're doing. People need to be accountable. You need to be able to answer the question. If you couldn't answer it yesterday, you have till today. But the reality is accountability is real. I can't not show up to work every day. I have to answer to the president. And by answering to the president, I answer to the American people. It's very simple. Would you want to pay somebody to do a job and they don't show up to work? I don't think so. I could name 5 things, 5 bullets, in about 5 minutes of me coming into the office every day. If you struggle to do that for a week, there's no excuse for that. Now, you can have an extra day to answer it, but you better be able to answer it.
Alina, elaborate, please.
I'm a savage sometimes. Look, I am so frustrated with why this is outrageous, why this is such a crazy thing, Charlie. I mean, imagine, you and I work hard, right? We go to work. You don't even have to answer to anybody, and you work hard because you're dedicated, because you have ethics, because you have work ethics, something that is lacking, unfortunately. But imagine then taking taxpayer dollars, your money, my money, American dollars, giving it to the government, saying, hire who you need to run our country and make sure we are better, make sure we are safe. And then they don't show up to work. And then in some instances, they don't go take another job and double dip. Imagine a world where we just allow that. Anybody that knows President Trump or can see President Trump would not be surprised by this mandate. You got to show up to work. You got to work hard for the American people. And there is no better leader and example than President Trump. So I think I was in that moment just shocked by the stupidity of the questions that I was being asked. You know, how about are they going to get fired? Well, Isn't that basic knowledge? If you don't do your job, if you aren't answering emails, and if you can't articulate what it is that you do, why should American people pay you?
60 years ago, Dr. Linus Pauling, a two-time Nobel laureate and vitamin C pioneer, warned, quote, "The world is sick due to a lack of minerals in our foods. Today, depleted topsoil has left our food nutritionally deficient. In fact, it now takes 3 carrots to match the same nutritional value of 1 carrot from 100 years ago. Most foods and supplements provide only 12 essential minerals, but the body needs at least 60 for optimal health. That's why vitamins alone aren't enough. You need minerals to activate them. That's why Immuno 150 is a game changer, delivering 13 essential vitamins, 70 plant-based minerals, and 68 additional nutrients. This is an incredible product. Visit Immuno150.com or call 888-310-0000 or place an order at Immuno150.com. It is simple to us, but the federal government seems to exist amongst different rules. Last night, 3 activist judges put a national injunction on foreign aid, federal grants, and limiting refugees. And late last night, SCOTUS blocked a federal judge from forcing $2 billion in foreign aid payments. Walk our audience through the status of the courts trying to intervene and micromanage this administration.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. I think our last count was 65 lawsuits of people coming after initiatives by this administration. This is the old tale of the Democrat Party. Unfortunately, they didn't get the memo that this doesn't work. American people get frustrated. And if you look at the polling numbers, they literally say that the American people like what we're doing. They like DOGE. They like the cuts. They like the transparency. So these judges, initially what they do is they try and get a temporary restraining order, it's called, to stop whatever actions the president has dictated need to happen, executive orders and such. And eventually we have seen time and time again since we've been here that we win. We get it up to another level, it gets reversed, they appeal. And now in this instance, the Supreme Court, which says a lot because the Supreme Court takes cases infrequently. They take the cases that they feel are very important, and they're busy, and they're deciding major constitutional issues, major American issues that will always affect our country. Those are historic decisions. And last night, very late in the wee hours, they said, nope, sorry, you cannot say that they cannot do it. And I think this is going to be the first of many. We know birthright citizenship is another issue that'll probably end up with SCOTUS. And that's what we have ethical judges for. Now, that doesn't mean they all are. That doesn't mean they aren't politically motivated on the lower levels. And that doesn't mean that, I know what they do. These AGs and DAs, I've seen it firsthand for years, as you know. They pick judges, they select venues, they forum shop, and then they file things so that they can go and attack Trump. And it's frankly not working.
So, yeah, I want to reiterate this, though. The current left's plan is to overwhelm the Supreme Court workload, issue 500 injunctions, and SCOTUS can't quickly undo all of them. This is a theme that we've seen, though, of this out-of-control judiciary in Brazil, Romania, Israel. And so is the plan to escalate all of this to the Supreme Court? You are a lawyer. Walk me through it, please.
Absolutely. We will take it as far as we need to go. And it's unfortunately, the reality is that they're making us waste American taxpayer resources on this, but we will take it, Charlie, as far as we need to go. If that means SCOTUS, that means SCOTUS. We are not going to quit, and we are not going to stop fighting. What we are doing is absolutely in the president's domain, in his job description. He is running the country, and he is doing so amazingly. And we have to continue to fight any roadblock that they put in front of us, and we will. And we are committed to it. I sit right next to White House counsel's office. I speak with DOJ daily. We are literally going to continue to tackle every single thing that they do. And Pam is the best person to lead that charge.
So, Alina, the rapid pace is making people have a little bit of whiplash. Democrats can't even remember all the things they're supposed to be mad about because Trump and the team is moving so quickly. Finally, the team was assembled. Can you tell us any other takeaways from the cabinet meeting yesterday, this historic assembly of fighters and patriots in President Trump's first cabinet meeting?
Yeah, let me tell you something that I haven't shared, which is when the cameras left the room. When the cameras left the room, the cabinet sat and all discussed what items they have been doing, briefed the president as a cabinet does, and the president was engaged. He was asking questions. He asked for action. He asked for swift action. But there was not one thing that was not turned. There was not one thing that he forgot. There was not one question he didn't ask from a cabinet member that he needed to know so that he could make sure we were on pace to do things the way he wants to do it, but more importantly, to get the American people results. And more importantly, Charlie, this is what I love about this administration. There was support. If one cabinet member said they were working on something, another said, oh, I think I can help because I know about this. And there was coordination and everybody was giving their thoughts and being respectful and supportive. There was no knifing. There was no Sleepy Joe. It was truly the way our republic is supposed to work.
Alina, thank you so much for your great work. I hope to see you on White House grounds soon. We have your back 100%. Any final thoughts for our audience? 30 seconds.
I just think that you should be so proud and know that whatever you see in the news is just a minuscule amount of what we're doing. We are really fighting hard for you, and we are going to continue to do so. There's not a day we won't.
Thank you, Alina. Talk to you soon. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. God bless.